Yo, 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 yo! What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Max and Juan cast. Max, how you doing today, my brother?
Doing good, one.
Another draft evaluations, draft video, draft prospects, draft rankings, whatever the hell you want to call it.
On what position?
Cornerbacks. This is another deep one.
It's
deep. It's deep.
Pause.
Look, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to comment down below any thoughts, opinions that you guys have. You guys been killing it. You guys been loving draft season, man.
Tell one how he's wrong on everything.
On everything. Yeah.
Agree with me.
Tell Max that he hates any player that he doesn't agree with me with. You know?
It's never a reason. It's just you guys hate him. Never don't ever give us a reason for why we're wrong. Just say, you're wrong.
And comment down below your opinion. Stop texting us about it. Comment it.
Joey.
Shout out to Ahmad. Ahmad always, whatever he's thinking, I don't know if he texts you.
Oh, he does. Yeah.
Oh, he does?
He does.
Any comments. Any comments.
Let me tell you, there's a Texas guy. We will say something wrong, even if we put him at one.
Call him out.
We're not wrong, brother. Who did we hate from Texas one year? That people. Oh, I didn't hate Bijan. I was just like, he's not one. That was a big thing. He hated me for that one.
Yeah. He was low key a hater though.
I am.
No. Just kidding.
I hate mustard.
Okay, let's hit cornerbacks.
One thinks there's no calories in mustard. He's an idiot.
There isn't.
Bullshit.
There isn't. It says 0.
No, it doesn't.
Dijon mustard, there is, but it's like 1 or 2 calories.
That's calories, right?
Yeah, but that's for the whole fucking bottle, Max.
That's calories.
All right, let's get into it. All right, cornerbacks. This is a guy that we're going to be doing twice, but...
Well, it's the second time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're going to be doing twice. Let's show our cornerback rankings like we always do. Start off with mine.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course. Because I'm in control of this bitch. Maybe if you control OBS like I do.
Maybe I'll just make the wrong graphics next year and be like, this is what one thinks.
But your slide for both.
Yeah.
Where's my slide? All right. Let's talk about my list. 1 through 10. I got Travis Hunter, Will Johnson, Azareye'h Barron, Benjamin Morrison, Azareye'h Thomas. Sorry. God, the names in this draft. Shavon Reveal, Jacob Parrish, Dorian Strong, Cobee Bryant, Maxell Hariston. There it goes. Gosh. All right. Your turn, Max.
1, Travis Hunter. 2, Will Johnson. 3, Azareye'h Barron. 4, Shavon Reveal. 5, Benjamin Morrison. 6, Azareye'h Thomas.
That sounds way better than mine.
Yeah, I don't really know how you're supposed to pronounce the age. Azareye'h. Darien Porter. 7, 8, Jacob Parrish. I'm sure you hate that one. 9, Maxell Hariston. 10, Cobee Bryant. I almost started going 11, but I wanted to say this. I really didn't want to make Travis Hunter number 1, but man, he is. Yeah, he sure is.
Yeah. So me and Max evaluated about 20 corners in this draft. We have ranked 17 of them. We have how many tiers? I have 3 tiers in mind. How many tiers?
How about this? Let's do it before. Throw the list up back there and you start tier ranking them for me.
Yeah, so my tier list would be Travis Hunter alone in his own tier. Will Johnson alone in his own tier. Azareye'h Barron, Benjamin Morrison.
Morrison? Yeah.
Morrison.
Okay.
They're in their own tier. 3 and 4, same tier. 5 through 6, Thomas and Reveal. That's their own tier. That's another line. Now, this is where the big line goes. 7 through 10, all interchangeable. Your own flavor, your own opinion, whatever you like to see in a corner. 7 through 10, 1 tier. Okay? Max, what about yours?
I would say Travis Hunter and Will Johnson are in a tier for me. Azareye'h is in his own tier. Shavon Reveal, Benjamin Morrison, Azareye'h are in their own tier. Then 7 through 10 are a tier. I would say 7 through 11 are a tier, even though 11's not there.
Yeah.
And then 12 is kind of its own tier, and then 13 to 17 is just, they're not there, but we'll talk about it later.
Yeah. All right, so let's do it. Let's start off with 1, and I'm going to start this with Travis Hunter is my first blue chip player at cornerback. Now, out of Colorado, 6 foot, 188. He's a true playmaker, man. He plays receiver, so he has great ball skills. Okay. Some of the best ball skills I've ever seen in my life watching football. This is high praise as far as watching NFL and college. Charles Woodson is the only guy that's better that I have seen.
I don't think he's better. I think this is the best.
Really?
The best.
That Charles Woodson, he's better than Charles Woodson?
He's better than Charles Woodson. Hey, Charles Woodson played receiver sparingly. This guy's a receiver all the time.
Yeah.
This is where it's different. I'm sorry, continue. Keep going.
Look, he has no panic in his game. Doesn't get scared with the ball in the air. Great recognition when it comes to zone. He comes off receivers very smooth, able to read the quarterback's eyes, great instincts as a player. He's a little bit grabby at times. He needs to work on that on the next level. Loose hips. He has all the physical tools. This whole notion that do you feel like he's slow for his size?
I don't think he's slow, but I don't think he's like 4.3. I think he's like high 4.3. He's like, let me rephrase. If I was to guess, and I did guess, I would think high 4.3s, low 4.4s. That's his speed.
Yeah. Which is not slow.
Look, there's really not much we disagree about. So I actually wanted to take this time to do a fun exercise. And I think we should kind of have a debate of the merits of where to take him. I know it's a corners, but I'll take the wide receiver side. You can take the cornerback side.
Okay.
And tell me why you should make him a corner. I just want to say my cons. He lacks strength. He's a small, slender guy. If I had to stick him on Mike Evans or the bigger receivers, T. Higgins, I would be afraid a little bit. And I will say this. He's good in man, but I almost just want him to play zone so I can see those ball skills go nuts. Because that's when he's at his best, when you can let him dissect.
And you can stick him anywhere, by the way.
Yeah, correct. If you want to stick him in the slot, he's willing and able tackler. Mm-hmm. He's a top 5 pick. Comp, I don't know. Derek Stingley, Charles Woodson, I don't know. I've never seen a guy like this. You have to factor in the wide receiver stuff because it's like, to me, Will Johnson's better than him right now as a corner. This guy doesn't. If you just said, "Hey, Travis Hunter, you're only a corner," he'd probably be like a 99 overall prospect at the athletically. Like you have to consider, he doesn't get time to just focus on being a corner.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take receiver. You take corner. Tell me why you should draft him. Make your case.
Look, the whole corner thing, him being strictly corner, I think he's a pretty damn good corner. And I think it's pretty close with him and Will Johnson. And we have to go through this process. Like he does have room to grow in corner. That's something to consider. Now, is it to the aspect of a wide receiver? No. I completely agree when someone says the ceiling for him as a wide receiver is massive. He has so much more.
Well, don't make my case for me.
I know.
Make the case for corner. No,
but,
don't sell me.
But the fact that he has so much potential as wide receiver, because I just do think he needs to work on things as a receiver. And it's more chance of injury because he does have the small frame. It's going to hurt him. So to me, if you want to go to safe pick, as far as him giving the highest like chance to hit on this pick, like if you're the Patriots and you're kind of on him, you start him at corner. I think he's going to be an all-pro corner.
Well, I just disagree. I think we have to play him at wide receiver. I think wide receivers have a bigger impact on the game.
Very true.
And we know he can be special at it.
Very true. But I look at what's easier to find. It's
easier to find wide receivers. It's tougher to find corners, but it's also harder to hit on corners. He might not be a great corner. We don't know. Maybe I think for sure. I know day one he'll be a great wide receiver. I don't know day one he'll be a great corner. Yeah. And I'll say this: with the ball, give him the ball in his hands, let him take some screens. He'll be dynamic. Now, I agree with you about the frame. It hurts us as a receiver. It's better to play corner. But I think impact-wise, for our team, we have, let's just say Drake May. We got to give him an alpha dog wide receiver. We have a chance to draft maybe our version of Jamar Chase.
So let's talk about, we kind of skipped this in the wide receiver because we didn't watch him as the corner. What's your expectation when you do draft? You're a GM. And you're...
Well, I'll give my receiver expectation. I think it's like 1,300 yards. Okay,
top. Does he play corner?
No, he's playing. No, I'm saying if I draft him, he's wide receiver.
You don't play him at corner
for this exercise. He's a wide receiver.
Okay, but do you, as you're the head coach,
few snaps a game? I mean, we have a package, but I feel like it's easier to work him into a package on offense than defense.
So wouldn't it make more sense to play him full-time corner?
But for the sake of this argument, I'm wide receiver, so I'm going to just say this isn't really what I think. I'm just saying that like, you're so stupid. No. I'm making him wide receiver. Well, I'm not going to risk our number one receiver on defense.
Okay.
Because we've seen how big an impact the Bengals draft Jamar Chase, not Penei Sewell. They go to the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. it's great to have the quarterback, but the quarterback needs what? The guy to throw to.
A weapon.
Yeah.
I get you.
I can't tell you. So you trust him on the island against these big guys?
I trust him. I think I'm a little bit. I think I'm a lot more higher on him as a corner because your tier list, Will Johnson and him are on the same tier.
Same tier, yeah.
I have him in it as a different tier. I think a lot more highly of him as a corner. The wide receiver stuff just does scare me a little bit because I do think he needs some work. He does.
That's how I feel about corner.
Yeah, we feel a little bit different. And to me, if you want to put him in at wide receiver and you have the infrastructure to do it, do it. I don't think he works out if you put him on the Raiders and you stick him at wide receiver.
Well, hold on. The Raiders are a different case. They'll ruin anybody. So let's pick a real team like the Browns. No. I would say this. I think if he's going to play both ways, it's going to be primarily as a corner with a package on offense. You can't be like, oh, you're playing a lot, mostly offense, and we'll give you a few plays.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's stupid. So, no, I appreciate the exercise. I think it's fun. I'm glad we can have this discussion about, like, we're never going to have this discussion ever again, probably about a player coming out in the draft. Yeah. So, no, personally, I think he's a corner. I would put him in corner. But
you do say that he has legendary stamina.
He does.
Is there just no shot in hell that he does what he was, not necessarily what he was doing in college?
No, I think so. I mean, I was just being like that for the sake of the argument. Yeah. I think he's going to play corner, and we'll give him 10 snaps, 15 snaps, maybe 20 snaps a game on offense. I don't think.
What if we bump that up? What if we give him 50% of the snaps on offense? And
maybe, we just can't do 90. We can't do 100 and 100.
Do you think he can do it though?
I don't know.
Clearing out what you have heard.
I'm not betting on anyone doing that at the NFL level.
For what reason?
It's just too hard. It's just too much to ask anyone.
Yeah.
He could do it the best, but I wouldn't want to do that because I think it's going to result in burnout.
If you have a chance, what would you put the percentage? 0? None?
What?
For him to play
50%
of the snaps.
Let me give you
my
ratio. Oh, that.
And then full-time corner or vice versa.
I would think the ratio is, if let's just say he's a corner primarily, you're getting 30% snaps.
What would you do? Not what you think
that's what I would do. I'd like 30, 35.
You would not play him.
Playoffs, big games, we're going up to 50.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. My second question.
Hold on. We can't do it at the year one, though. Year one, we have to be smart about. If we're going to up it, no, I'm saying his body could develop too, like get in the weight room. Now you're just a full-time athlete, that's what I'm saying. So it's look, I remember asking him, like, is there a world where he's just not good enough at either and he'll drop like Isaiah Simmons? No, that's not. I think that's completely wrong. He's a top 3 pick.
Yeah. He's a generational talent when it comes to him as a prospect.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's not wrong. Like, he's good at both. Like, I'd say he's above average at both.
I think he's elite in corner. I think he's an all-pro corner. That's my opinion of him. I have him as a 87.5 grade. It's the highest grade that I have done so far as a corner goes.
I think we need to work on our grades because, like, I look at other people's grades and I'm like, oh man, we're low, but he's still our high.
Yeah.
Like, we're just rushing judges.
Yeah, but my comp for him was a little bit slower. Darius Slay with Charles Woodson ball skills as a corner. Just as pure corner.
I got 88.5, top 3 pick.
Yeah.
Go ahead and draft him.
So my next question would be, who do you think the team is, if you had a bet on it, to do the unthinkable, to do what everyone thinks you can't do? Really?
You're a dumb team. Let's ruin them. No. I honestly, I don't know.
That's fucked up, man. I thought you were dead serious about that. I was gonna put my head down in shame, like start thinking about it. Like, fuck, we're gonna fuck up Travis Hunter.
You are. You will.
Oh, he's not gonna make it till 6. I don't think so.
I hope he does, so you can ruin him. No, I hope not.
He's not. He's not gonna make it. To 6.
I honestly, if I'm the Browns, I take him over Abdul Carter.
I would just love him for the Giants. I think the Giants will be really good for him. I don't
want him to go within a 10-foot pole of Russell Wilson and Jameis.
I know people want to fucking say like the Giants suck and they're far away and blah 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 blah.
I'm just saying, like, it'd be fine. I really want him to go to the Patriots. I think Patriots will be great for him.
I don't think he's gonna get his full potential with the Patriots.
Why?
I think they're gonna keep him in a box.
Why?
Because I think they're gonna have the mentality of you got to pick a position, dude. And they're going to probably stick him at wide receiver. And they're just going to let him do that.
You don't think the Giants will do that? They were old school too.
I don't think so. I think they're going to have more balls, Dable and the whole
because they're so ass on the line.
Yes. And I feel like
well,
we got to try something
What
crazy.
about Cleveland?
I would like Cleveland in a sense where you put them in at full-time corner, halfway corner, just because you have Denzel Ward, you have a really good corner already, and play him full-time on offense. I think that scenario would work. But I think on the Giants, it'll be vice versa.
I get you. I don't know. I think this is a
because you have Malik. So it's not a big deal if you don't have him out there. But I'm telling you, I'm just going to go into my opinion because I didn't say it. What I would do, I think it's going to be impossible to play this guy those 20 minimum snaps, or we're going to keep him 15, 10, because you're going to put him at full-time whatever side, right? You're going to say, we're going to put him full-time wide receiver, full-time corner. Then you're going to see him on the other side of that. And you're going to be like, how the fuck do we keep this guy off the field? We keep on scoring points. We keep on getting first downs. We got to play him more. And it's just going to turn into a thing where it's going to be impossible to keep him off the field. And myself, I would try it. If I'm in a situation as Dable, if I'm in a situation as Joe Shane or Show, whatever the fuck his name is, the guy that drafted Saquon, I would do it.
He's a Raider fan, guys.
I would do it. Al Davis would have done it. If you had a bet, if Al Davis was still alive, Al Davis would have did that shit.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
100%. Yeah. So you gotta
we need a little
balls.
bit more Al Davis. NFL's funner when Al Davis is.
So my whole thing is fucking do it.
All right.
Do it.
All right. We got to move. Did we show the grades? We did. Right?
I'll show the grades.
Show it one more time. Because we got to move on.
Yeah.
Okay, there's no player comp for him real quick. I have a higher grade on him than you do, but I don't like him as much, you say.
Mm-hmm.
I'm got 88.5. It's 1 point, but whatever. I'll take it.
88.5, top 3 pick for Max.
All right, let me go to my corner 2 and your corner 2. Well, we have the same 3. So Will Johnson. I think this is a classic case of we have a first-round pick who packed it in this year.
Well, he got hurt.
He did get hurt. Derek Stingley, same thing. We know what he did in college. Started as a true freshman, was awesome, and then for 2 years he took it off. Will Johnson has the size and frame to be your number 1 corner. A 10 out of 10 on that. He's high IQ. I love the ability to explode out of the back pedal, put his foot in the ground, and go in on a route. He's good in both a man and zone, while I would say he's better in zone. Doesn't mind tackling. He does this thing with press where at times it's just the most nasty thing I've seen. And then sometimes, I don't know if you saw this, he just goes like this. He's like the softest little push. I'm like, it didn't work. Whatever you're trying to do did not work. I don't know if that's a technique. I don't know. Did you see it? You know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Against this game, I saw it in a lot was Ohio State, where he just like stuck his hand out a little bit.
I thought he had a great punch.
No, I'm saying, but this one, it was a weird rep. It was just literally like soft. I was like, what are you doing? Like, it didn't even disrupt him. I will say this: he can't play the slot. He's too big. And he's just doesn't have the quick twitch to play slot corner.
He's an outside corner.
He's an outside corner. He's a bigger version of AJ Terrell.
Man, I have him as a Trayvon Diggs plus.
Okay.
The only reason
you are talking about him like he's not your number 2 corner. Can I see some excitement? What is wrong with?
No, I'm just saying because I know we both like kind of don't like Trayvon Diggs to a certain point.
I like Trayvon Diggs.
We do, but we don't like him as far as the number 1 corner in the league.
No, who thinks that?
A lot of people. The year that he had a bunch of those interceptions.
Cowboy fans.
But that's why I have plus, because I do think he can be better than Trayvon Diggs, but he has a real playmaking ability to him. He can take it to the house. He has a knack for just having instincts as far as putting your foot in the ground, driving in on the ball, and picking the fucking ball and taking it to the house.
Yeah. There's a play against Ohio State where he literally ran the route for the receiver. He's like, I got it.
Everything is textbook with him. He's fluid. He has great feet. He has his nose in every single play. It seems like he's not afraid of contact at all. You hate to see a corner that talented and not be willing to tackle. He is not one of those guys. He could panic a little bit with the ball in the air. It wasn't perfect. A lot of guys in this draft, I feel like, had that issue. There was very few guys that had the Travis Hunter, like, very smooth playmaking ability.
Well, let me ask you this.
The air.
Let's address the question. Do you think he's got enough speed to play.
Yes, I think the whole.
I think the speed is fine too.
I think the whole lack of bursts is flat out just bullshit. The tape says different. The recovery speed, maybe you can have an argument about that as far as getting beat and all of a sudden running to the ball. He doesn't have that. But there's only a few corners that really have that.
Would you say he's every bit as fast as Jalen Ramsey coming out? I would say yes. I would say this guy's got low 4.4 speed.
Yeah. But Ramsey had the get back speed.
I don't necessarily agree with that. I think Jalen Ramsey at times, and he's shown it throughout his career, he's susceptible to get rammed by because he's not the world's fastest corner. He's got plenty of speed for 90% of the league. But when you're against the true burners,
and that's everyone, mostly.
Correct. That's for the most part.
Yeah.
I think he's a top 10 pick. I think, like I said, I think this is a guy we've literally seen at his peak, and now we're just poking holes in him. We're like, okay, he doesn't do this well. He's just got banged up. I mean, the injury to me isn't that big of a concern.
Look, just simply look at the 2023 tape. It was
best corner in the country.
It was fantastic, and he went through great competition. Everyone was talking about these guys last year. Marvin Harrison Jr. I felt like he gave him the business for the most part. Yeah, Marvin got him on a couple plays, but for the game on the line, who stopped him?
Yeah, Will Johnson.
Will Johnson stopped him.
And that's exactly why I have the same grade for both these guys. I got Will at an 88.5. And like I said, everybody who's going to lose their mind. If Travis Hunter wasn't exclusively a corner, I bet his grade would have been how much higher one? Much higher.
Yeah.
Really like Will Johnson.
Yeah, I like Will Johnson too.
Top 10 pick.
Best fits as far as drafting goes. Would love for the Raiders to get their hands on this guy. But he reeks Aaron Glenn. I think Aaron Glenn will love this guy.
Oh, for the Jets?
For the Jets.
That'd be a good pick.
And I know they're gonna pay Sauce Gardner a lot of money. And you're not the biggest Sauce Gardner guy.
He's a good player.
So if you're on that island of it and you don't want to pay him, get Will Johnson. Get a cheap contract and try to trade Sauce Gardner, as crazy as it sounds. And or at worst, have two really good corners.
Big corners, yeah.
So love him for the Jets, man. And I think Aaron Glenn will love a guy like that. Okay, your number 3 guy, who'd you have?
I had Jahdae Barron.
Well, we're on the same page.
And it's a little different than the rest of these guys. Jahdae Barron is not going to be the best cornerback in the league.
This is a guy I had to watch 3 times, by the way.
I had to watch him several times as well. He's not a guy you're just going to put outside and say, hey, there's Cooper Kupp, there's Devontae Adams, go stop him. He's a playmaker. And if there's something I learned from Cooper DeJean that I was all right about, number 1 safety, he's a safety, whatever. I think this guy is going to have a role in the NFL, and he's going to be so good in his role that it warrants this spot to me. He's small, right? He's got
5'11", 194,
skinny, small frame. He's a little stiff in the hips. He's got really short arms. He's grabby and man. But to me, he's a safety who comes into the nickel. He's Brian Branch. He's great in zone. He's played nickel. He's played safety. He's been their apex defender, whatever they call it. He's going to be really special in the NFL. You're just going to have to create you're going to create a role for him. You just can't say, hey, we need you outside corner all game, buddy.
He's not. Yeah,
he's not.
I'm going to say this right now. And
he's not that.
I'm going to echo Max and say, not an outside corner. If you're drafting this guy as a pure outside corner, you're going to be very disappointed. Number 1, because he's not he's not a great outside corner. He's decent. You can put him out there if you're in a bind. You can put him out there. He
ran 4.39, but it wasn't that fast on. It wasn't like, wow, that guy's flying all over the place. And I will say this. One thing we have to remember for Cooper DeJean, he was excellent for his role. He wasn't asked to go play on an island outside against the best receivers on every team. That is a factual statement. You know that, Rob. Agree with me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So like we said, if we don't just do that to him, we put him in that thing where Cooper DeJean, you get drafted to a good defense and you can play this role. Like, let's say he goes to Washington late in the draft and they're like, oh, we got a role for you. It's like, that's great. And that's what's going to take with this guy.
Yeah. It's going to take some smart coaches on defense. It's going to take a guy that we say the difference between coaches all the time is very much like stubbornness. And I hate to put him under the bus because he's a good offensive coordinator when he has the right tools and he has Tom Brady. But Josh McDaniels, He's a guy, you fit into my scheme.
Yeah. No.
The great coaches, I feel like you fit the player into your scheme. You know, you put him at the best position possible. A guy like Brian Flores, who puts a guy like Van Ginkel, who's limited as an athlete, but you put him in the right position to blossom.
Yeah, correct. And that's what I keep bringing up, DeJean. It's like, it wasn't just he's this great of a player. It's about we put him in the perfect scheme. And that's why even though one gives me shit every time he comes up, I was like, I don't feel like I was wrong because I was saying as a safety, if we put him in this, we can do this, he'll be great. Well, like, so this is what Jahdae Barron is. He fights every second he's on the field. He doesn't mind tackling, but he definitely needs to improve it because if you're going to play safety in the NFL, you can't miss tackles.
Yeah, because one of the first things I put for him, Max, I was like, he's a tweener. He's not a good corner, but he's not the best safety
to me.
He's not
like,
big.
What about like he's like a Dax Hill? Who's the other guy from Michigan?
He's not as twitchy.
No, but I'm saying like that's what he is. He's like that safety that plays like. Didn't Dax still play all over the field? It was like slot corner, safety. Yeah. This is Jahdae Barron.
Well, to me, one guy that popped out when watching him, I don't think he's him because this is a different type of breed. I've seen a lot of what he did on the football field, Derwin James like.
So and to back you up, Derwin James lines up on the slot
everywhere. Yeah, and then
safety.
When they're in a bind, he'll play corner. He'll play outside corner for the Chargers.
Yeah, and like that's what this guy is. He's a late first round pick, 20 to 35 to me. Yeah. That's the type of talent. If he makes it out the first round, I'm just like, please, Eagles, draft this guy.
The one thing that is very, very elite about him, his ability to put his foot in the ground and burst to the ball.
Yeah.
I think it's elite. I've seen some people like after I evaluated him say like, oh, he likes the burst and
though he's got
bullshit.
He's got stiff hips, but he don't lack burst. He's able to just recover like crazy.
Yeah. And to me, you play him by the ball, closer to the ball, the better Barron gets.
Yeah. And I don't think he's necessarily like just a nickel corner all game where it's like, oh, we can just win every rep. It's like, no, he needs to take snaps at safety, snaps at corner. Mm-hmm. Just let him be a ball hawk.
And if you draft him like that, he, like Max said, he's warranted of the pick.
Yeah.
How high? I was very high on Brian Branch. I had him as my number one. But if we knew that Brian Branch was going to go to the Lions and he had that capability, he would go in the first round.
Yeah, same thing with this guy.
Yeah. So I think some of the NFL teams are going to knock him off because maybe they're like, oh, he doesn't fit in my scheme. Like, I'm going to have to put him all over the place. Like, no, like he's a jack of all trades.
What if Baltimore picks him at like 20?
He's going to be great. Well, they kind of already have a guy like that. They have Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah, just
but fuck it, get two of them, I guess.
Yeah,
exactly. It wouldn't hurt.
Get the bigger one. Yeah, let the bigger one do this stuff.
But to me, my comp, I couldn't put him Derwin James because Derwin James is a different type of athlete. Like I said,
yeah, if this guy ate a mushroom,
yeah. To me, it's Jimmy Ward. A lot of people, if you remember the draft process with Jimmy Ward, he was a corner, but he was a safety, but he was a nickel corner. He plays all over the place. And to me, if you're San Francisco. And I think they're like the 11th pick outside the top 10, and Barron is there. You pick him. I think Salah would love him.
So that's early in terms for me, but at the same time, you're like, okay, I get it. Mm-hmm. I get what he's going to do. You're gonna be like, oh, I got it.
Yeah, that's the earliest fit for him. But I love him. I love him for the Niners. I think the Niners would be a great fit for Barron. Okay. And as far as some of the stuff that he would do in the slot and would be perfect for teams is think of guys who had success in the slot and some of the really good teams. Rashee Rice, big guy, big guy that's not that fast, but he's a great route runner. You need a guy like Barron to guard him. Another guy that's really good in the slot that fucking killed it. He was number one in receiving until he got hurt. Chris Godwin. Those are the guys that Barron's going to be guarding in the NFL. Chris Godwin's the Rashee Rice, big slot wide receivers.
I agree. He's a great football player.
Yeah. So Jahdae Barron, number 3 for both me and Max. So we're both on track.
Yeah. This is where it gets different because you have Benjamin Morrison at 4. I have Shavon Reveal. Sorry. I got Morrison at 5.
Okay, let's talk about Morrison. Then, okay. Because that's a little bit closer for us. So I have Morrison at 4. Some of the stuff that I seen from him. He's super physical, man. 6 foot, 193 pounds.
I don't think you can play cornerback for Notre Dame and not be physical. You always have to be.
He loves press man-to-man corner. Real sticky in coverage. He just loves to get his hands on you. Real solid as a tackler. Not amazing, but I love the way he attacks the ball and, able to fight through receivers, all of that stuff. Inside routes. I talked about the fighting to get for tackling. It's the same thing when it comes to slant routes, underneath routes. He fights through the receiver perfectly, and he's super aggressive of knocking out that ball. What were you going to say, Max?
No, I was going to say he's a guy who just instantly came to Notre Dame as a freshman and just played. That's one of the things I love about him. He's really good in man. There's stuff in man where I'm like, damn, you're bordering on grabby, but I think he understands when he can be grabby and when he's got to let it go. Love him in zone. I think this is one of the few guys where I could say the man was better than the zone.
Yes.
It really was. There's a huge question mark with him. It's his hip. That's the second time he's had surgery on that hip, I found out.
Yeah, he only played 6 games this year.
Yeah, because we got to the film, I was like, I want more. And it's like, oh, he got hurt. And I was like,
but the 2023 tape was amazing.
Yeah.
He played Marvin Harrison Jr. and gave him business.
Yeah. I would say this. The reason I had him at 5 rather than 4 was because I questioned 2 things. It's the health of the hip and it's the makeup speed. I don't know if he has it. I would have loved to see him run. And then even if he had it, you get surgery on your hip. That's not easy. Yeah. That's not. If there's one thing you don't want a corner to have surgery on, it's pretty much knee or hip. Mm-hmm. Break your arm 100 times, no problem. Yeah, don't care.
I put it in my notes. I said the hip injury is scary, and if the medicals check out, he's a first round.
Yeah,
talent.
To me, he's a late round 1 talent, early round 2. He reminded me of Kyler Jones and Byron Jones. Sorry, Kyler Gordon and Byron Jones.
He reminds me of Paulson Debo. Just the aggressiveness of him. He's flying all around the field.
Yeah, that's a good one.
He has that edge to him. Because if you look on
and he's more
film,
of a straight liner. He's not really nimble as an agility. And like we said, he's fluid on film, but now it's like, damn, you're getting a second surgery on that hip. Are you going to ever get it back there?
Yeah.
That's what's scary.
And
I have no problem with you at 4.
And I got the perfect fit for him. The Detroit Lions.
Oh, yeah, they definitely need corners.
They need corners. They play a lot of man-to-man, and he fits the personality
they used to play
Detroit.
A lot of man. Maybe they're going to switch it up. We don't know.
They had to. They had to play a lot of man-to-man. But we seen Terrion Arnold get fucked up last year.
Your boy.
My boy. But I think Benjamin Morrison is a lot more gifted in the coverage category. I think if he was
a fully healthy player, top 20 pick. 20.
Yeah, easily. I have him as a late first-round pick, me personally, where I would take him.
I think the medicals are going to scare teams off unless we got a clean bill of health.
Most definitely. I have him as a 78. Max, you have him as a 79. Round 2 in the range of 35 to 50.
Yeah. Like him.
And I know I'm flipping through the grades pretty quick, guys. Just pause the video. You can see in depth of what we grade these guys in as far as the numbers go.
Yeah, correct.
Is that it on Benjamin
That's
Morrison?
all I got. He's my 5th.
Okay, let's talk about Shavon Reveal because I know what you see. I know what you see. I'm not mad at you at all, baby.
What do I see?
I'm not mad at you
I remember in the pre-draft prospect, I was like, there's this guy I've just been hearing the craziest tape is this guy. It doesn't make sense.
So you have him at 4?
4.
I'm not mad at you.
Let me say this.
I'm mad.
There's a big gap between the top 3 and this guy because this guy's a project. This is prototypical size and frame with long arms, and it's just rare speed for the size. He would have ran low 4.3s, maybe 4.2s. There's comical plays where he gets beaten so bad, then it's like, all right, I'll just go track him down. I got it. It's easy. I thought he's fluid. He's flexible hips for his size. He's over aggressive though. He likes to tackle.
Yeah.
Zone coverage is raw as hell. The technique is raw. He's grabby. He just wastes steps, and then he tore his ACL. And I think if he had a full year to develop, he might be a late round 1 pick.
Yeah.
To me, I can't pick this guy round 2. It's a day 2 pick. It has to be because this is the type of guy you get in round 2 who has got round 1 traits but doesn't have the skills.
He's just raw. He's raw. He needs a lot of coaching.
He's Tariq Woolen.
I had Tariq Woolen at first, but I wound up giving that to someone else, I believe. I can't remember, but Tariq Woolen's pretty tall, man. He's like 6'4", 6'5". This guy's 6'2". He's really lengthy. 32-inch arms.
He's 6'2" and 3/4. Let's call him 6'3", King. Come on, King.
But he's a high caliber corner as far as speed goes. The closeout speed, the burst, all the athletic traits that you want in a corner, he has. It's just really the small school. It's the small school. It's the technique. He's raw. He's a project.
It's 85 percentile height. And then wingspan is 94th percentile. He's a big
wingspan
dude.
is there.
Yeah.
Very long arms.
He could be like a TJ Tampa, right? Was that who? Or Max Melton? Like a
Max,
big,
you love Max Melton. Yeah. Coming off the edge as a blitzer, I love him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's like, I don't care. I got it.
Good feel for zone, like you said. He needs to work with the ball in the air. He gets panicked. He doesn't turn his head.
But there's plays where
he does more. He does more like fighting,
face guarding.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's the word. And
that's something I don't like. But I saw plenty of times where he had his head in a good position.
Yeah.
So it's just he needs coaching. He needed to play the whole year.
Yeah, he only played 3 games. But the
2
2023 tape, pretty good. And one of the biggest. He's coming out of East Carolina, so not that. But very good game against Michigan last year.
Yeah. He's good. Yeah, they were getting rammed, but he wasn't the one. Yeah,
he was standing his ground, man. But love Shavon Reveal. I have him at 6. Max has him at 4.
And then who do you have at 5? Oh, who do you have at 5 then?
I have Thomas.
Azareye'h Thomas.
Yeah.
Okay, I have him at 6. So basically, we have 1 through 6 the same, just different order.
Yeah.
Well, 4 through 6, I should say.
So let's show the grade for Reveal real quick, and then we'll move on to Thomas. I have 76.5 for Reveal Jr.
I got a 79. Like I put, he's round 2.
Yeah.
I think he has more upside than Morrison, and I think his health is less scary. It's still scary. A torn ACL is not as bad as 2 hip surgeries.
Torn ACL, it's been proven, man. Just a lot of guys are.
I think most of the now you hear you're like he'll be back. Back when we were
and
kids,
it's perfect because it happened early, so it's going to be perfect timing as with
exactly.
because the NFL season starts later than college.
When we were kids, if you heard torn ACL, you're like, oh, it's over.
Yeah,
it's over. Now you hear torn ACL, you're fine.
Right. Okay, let's go to say that first name again.
Azareye'h Thomas. I hope I'm saying it right.
Azareye'h Thomas out of Florida State. Love this kid, man. 6'2", 197, another lengthy corner. He, to me, sticky corner. Loves to get his hands on people. Like you talk about press and getting grabby, he's grabby, man. Guys just rarely get open on him. I rarely seen guys just get wide open and him get beat, in my opinion.
I don't see him get beat on short routes.
Yeah, like it's just rare.
But I don't, and again, I like the kid, but there's clearly a lack of speed. And I think that's going to be a thing in the NFL where we can't trust him on an island. And you know it. And here's the clues. There's a lot of just get out of there right before the snap. Just run back. He can't run.
And he's grabby.
Yeah, really
He gets
grabby.
beat. He gets grabby on him.
I think he's a scheme-specific guy. That's why I have him at 6. I think there's a lot of things he does well. He's got the length. And when they throw slants, he hooks, puts the arm. It's like money in the bank. He's quicker than he is fast. He's great in cover 3 zone. And sometimes in covers I saw him off balance. I think sometimes because he's such a big guy, he just gets off. To me, this was Joey Porter Jr.
I had the same thing without the tackling. No, he's not a good tackler.
Oh no.
He sucks. At
I don't think
tackling.
he wants to tackle.
Yeah, he doesn't want to tackle.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to say about the speed, Max. I agree with you in a sense that
he at the combine he ran 19.
No, not the combine.
Okay. Sorry.
The fact that you said that he loves to play the underneath routes, like guys rarely get open. I think when he does get beat on that, guys realize that on the film, like I'm gonna hit this guy with a double move and go deep. He doesn't have the catch up speed.
No,
but the rare times when you see him off coverage and the top end, speed,
he's got enough.
Good.
Yeah, he's got. I think it's 4.5 speed.
And I think what I was reading about him after I evaluated him, a lot of guys were giving like he's not fast at all. Like he's lacking the speed. I don't think he lacks the speed. I just think he lacks the get up on my high horse. I got beat and press. Oh shit, I got to catch up. He doesn't.
So
have
what that's called is speed.
No, it's different though. the top end speed is good.
I don't think it's that good.
I think it's good.
Like you trust them. I just can't trust them against the NFL's elite, and that's to me why.
Who can you trust? It's rare.
No, I'm saying no. I understand not the whole game. They're going to get some, but more times than not, you trust guys. Like, hey, we trust Trent McDuffie against AJ Brown most times.
I think there's only a couple guys. And
That's what this to me is a high end corner too. Maybe you could be like a Juju Brents. That's a good one too. He's a round 2. He's a day 2 guy. Round 2.
I have him as an early second round.
Yeah, I'm not mad at you. I think between 45 and 70s or 65 is what I would have.
I just think the speed was a little bit blown out of the shit that.
Well, you think Cooper Kupp's fast, so you're all
the shit that
up.
I was seeing was like he's slow.
Oh no, it's not like speed you can't work with, but it's just like you have to account for his lack of top end speed.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I said.
Let's go to.
Can we throw up the graphic real quick? I just want to make sure
I got you.
So we hit my 1 through 6. I think there's someone we need to hit from your 1 through 6.
Yeah, 1 through 6. No, I hit all of them.
That's mine.
Yeah, I know, but
we hit all yours.
I hit all of them.
So
we're
at
at 7.
6? Shavon Reveal.
I had at 7 Jacob Parrish.
No, who you have at 6 though?
I have Shavon Reveal.
Okay, so 1 through 6, we're done.
Yeah, we're done.
Okay, just want to make sure and let everyone see it.
Who'd you have at 7? You had Darien Porter.
Oh, I can't wait for you to hate me for this. Who do you want to talk about first? Your guy, my guy?
I want to talk about Darien Porter because he's very interesting, and I'm not mad at you. I'm not a hater like you that gets mad because I don't have a guy on your list.
Well, you're dumb.
So let's go to Porter. Okay, Darien Porter. Very interesting story, guys. So
this has to be Tariq Woolen for you, right? This is him?
Yes.
Okay.
He's a 6-year college player.
You gotta love that.
And he basically played wide receiver / special teams for the most part for 5 years straight in college.
Yeah.
Role player. His 6th year of college, he finally bursts onto the scene, and he's a corner. And he has some pretty decent tape, but it is just raw.
Yeah.
It is raw. The measurables are there. It's absolutely crazy. He's 6'3", 195 pounds. He ran a 4.3 flat. He has 33-inch arms. He's ridiculous.
Yeah.
What'd you see on tape, Max?
I saw, again, hats off to all the special team value. I think he blocked like 6 kicks or something. Like you said, rare size and frame, ridiculous speed.
And the speed is there. The clip is showing right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, he saves touchdowns. He goes and gets you. You're like, no, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. I think his zone coverage and man coverage are both raw. In the terms of he doesn't really understand route concepts. He, in zone, he's got his head in the right positions and does everything right. But he just doesn't get like, oh, they're trying to trick me. I think he's okay, like a fluid athlete. He's not like the loosest in the hips. He had a good 3-cone, which is cool. But there's just not a lot of reps of him playing man coverage.
There's just not a lot of
There's
tape.
no way you draft a guy like this in the first round. Because like if he was that good, he would have gone into the field. He definitely would have. I know it's Iowa State, but I think he's a good round 2 to late round 2, early round 3 guy. I just don't see how you could take a guy. I can see how you fall in love with the guy with his traits and tools. Because if he hits big.
So why do you have him at 7?
Because I like the tools. I do like the tools.
But where would you draft him personally?
Round 2 to 3.
Even with all those problems.
Where else are you going to find guys like this? No one gets fired for a round 2 pick. No one gets fired for a round 3 pick.
I mean,
Where
Mayock
do you
did.
take him? No, right? Mike Mayock drafted Cleveland Farrell at 4, idiot.
Yeah,
and
but
Damon Arnett at 15.
Yeah, but that's why he did horrible second-round picks. He had
Those
like
are
3
first
of them.
rounders.
No, he had 3 second-round picks that year, and he fucked all of them up.
In the first round.
And the first round.
That's what you fire. You get fired for second-round picks.
You can get fired for second-round picks.
No, you can't.
As a whole in the
Cap.
fucking draft,
Cap.
Max. You're out your fucking mind. Now you're being dumb. Anyway.
Okay.
I would take this guy.
You're a Raider fan, and I'm dumb.
I would take this guy. The Eagles suck, by the way.
Okay.
Your Super Bowl doesn't count. You guys are still not an elite team. Anyway.
Make the playoffs. Bum.
I tried to, Max. All right. If I work the team, we'll make the playoffs.
Okay.
Anyway, Darien Porter. I love his traits, like you said, just like you, because you're a fucking tradey guy.
I'm a trade whore.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what you are. But he has great value in the 3rd round. Great value.
I said 2 to 3? Late 2, 3?
But
and I'm crazy?
Yeah, but your range is crazy. You have him at 6, and it sounds like
7.
You have him at 7. Who's the guy above? What do you have him going? 2 to 3?
Early 2, like early 2 to 3.
So the drop off is pretty massive from your 6 to 7.
I would say so.
Okay.
Yeah, I would not like if they're both on the board. I'm like, we're not picking.
I was
Darien.
just confused that you had like 6 and 7 kind of close. I'm like,
yeah, no, I don't have the. I think like if you go to the grade, I wonder if I put the range. I think I put like 50 or like 55 to 75.
Hold on, let me see. I got it.
That's where I see it. I mean, look, he's a good player. Like he has value.
Oops, I put Dorian Strong. Wrong one.
Oops.
Okay, Porter. Porter, you had 75.5. Round 2, 45 to 65.
Yeah, well, that's round 2 to 3.
That's a wide ass fucking range, though.
Bob, that's what I'm saying. Like it's late 2, early 3. I'm cool with it. Yeah. I think Azareye'h's really a round 2 guy.
And you had Tariq Woolen.
I had another... no. I had Chris Cook and Keely Ringo.
I think I got a better one, and he's a really solid player. Zion McCullum. Have you seen the traits for him?
Yeah, but he's not big like this dude. He's 6'1".
No, he's fucking like traded up.
Yeah,
if you see his mock
draft,
I've
seen it. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah,
it's pretty wild. But I would have great value for this guy if you can get him in day 3, like he falls, which I think he might.
Yeah, I could see a world where that happens.
I think he's definitely gonna fall, in my opinion.
No, how he's gonna sap him up?
Yeah, and how he's probably gonna sap him up. I won't be surprised with that. But day 3, he has extreme value. He was just too
won't
raw.
Make it.
He was too raw for me to put him anywhere near my top 10. I have him at 12.
Kind of to Cameron Richardson stuff too. He was a big dude who ran fast.
I think Richardson has better
tape
and technique.
Yeah, well, yeah.
He's raw. He's raw. It's his first year
technique.
Corner. It's his first year corner.
We can teach him. All right,
he's 24 years old.
That's 25.
25 years old.
We can coach him. There's something about him.
Oh, yeah. I love how Max fucking likes to play fucking narratives, bro. If it was my guy that, how better is he going to get at 25 one? How much better
He only played 1 year. I agree. He
6-year senior. Bullshit, Max.
COVID, bro. What can he do?
But you fucking know that's true. If I was making the case as, how better is this guy gonna get at 25?
Cap.
Fucking bullshit. All right. Anything else on Darien Porter, man?
You're wrong. Go ahead.
Anything else?
Move on. I knew this would be a problem.
Okay, but Jacob Parrish you like, right?
Yeah, he's good.
Okay, what number did you have him?
Jacob Parrish, I had him at 8.
Okay, so I have him at 7. Pretty close. I really like this guy. He's one of the first.
Oh, let me make one more point. I value outside corners a little bit more. And this is the only other guy.
Then nickel?
A little bit more. I have to.
But you do understand that
Jacob Parrish. Yeah, I'm Brandon Boykin stan to this day. What you talking about? No, I just meant like Jacob Parrish is cool. He's not playing outside corner ever.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Sorry, I just want to make that last point. Go ahead. What about Parrish?
Okay, Parrish. Sorry, trying to find him here. Let me get the film up for you guys.
You told me you watched him before me, and you're like, he's a fun watch. He absolutely is a fun watch.
He's a jitterbug guy. Very, very jittery. He's a slot corner, like we said. Area quickness, amazing.
I put comp Brandon Boykin.
You love Brandon Boykin.
I do. I'm still.
He is. God put him on this earth to play corner. He has the size for
to play slot corner.
To play slot corner.
Yeah,
4'3", 191.
Yeah.
5'10". He's short. Little.
He's small.
Yeah, the measurables are not there, but you're gonna hate this. But on the film, I did see some shit that like Trent McDuffie was doing in Washington, and a lot of people, not you and me, because you like Kyler Gordon more than Trent McDuffie. You didn't really like Trent McDuffie.
We were equal.
Don't play me like that. I'm taking the Trent McDuffie stance. I was really high on him, and one thing that I just found very close to him was the aggression that he had in coverage.
Oh yeah, he's aggressive. I think one thing about him is he'll press, and even if it's a bad press, he's got the speed and quicks to get back in the guy's hip pocket. He seemed like he was always right in the hip pocket of the receiver. Now there's some times where he gives up a completion, but it's like, I don't know how you play better coverage, right? Mm-hmm. You're like, he's still there. He will bite on double moves. He's small. He definitely does. You don't want to see him against the big slot, the power slot guys. Like Drake London versus him, I don't like that. But for the jitterbugs, and every team has one of those guys.
Yeah.
Like I think if
slot corner is important.
And he can't only play slot. I'm not, that's not true. He can play outside. It's just got to be matchup. Like if you play the Titans, you're like, I don't really like you outside to this game. But if you play a team like the Eagles, put him on Devontae Smith. Mm-hmm. Devontae Smith's not an overly big dude. He's 6'1". He's $175. This kid is going to be a role player in the NFL. He's going to be a great role player.
And I know we're slotting him at nickel, but there's one guy that makes me think that he can play outside corner. There's a world. I just don't think
Byron Murphy.
No, I just don't think he's as talented as him. Look at Trent McDuffie's.
Oh, okay.
Look at his measurables. You know his measurables?
I bet they're very similar. I think Trent McDuffie's like 5'10", and this guy's 5'9",
5'10", and 193.
And what's he 5'9", like 188?
Yeah. So no, he's 191.
191. Okay.
Yeah, so very similar. Trent McDuffie has proven that he can play outside corner at that size. Obviously, he put on some muscle and some size since he's been in the NFL. But it is possible. It is. And I do.
I'm not laughing at you.
That what are you laughing at?
No, I'm laughing as Joey texts me the 2021 draft. Where would Mac Jones go? And I just texted one. That's all he sent back to him. I'm sorry. I was unprofessional. Go ahead.
But yeah. Turns his head when the ball's in the air.
Yeah, I think
I like his man coverage. I like his zone coverage. Love the instincts.
Let me say one thing. He doesn't care about his body and run support.
He doesn't know that he's that size.
Yeah, no, he's like, I got him, coach. AJ Dillon downhill. Let me just throw my body. And I was like, that scared me because he's gonna get hurt.
And it comes to me, if you're a big Jacob Parrish guy, and I'm meaning bigger than us, that like I've heard some guys talk really highly about him.
Yeah.
And you're banking the argument that he can turn into an outside corner. It's going to depend on what team he gets drafted by.
I agree.
Because Kansas City is a team that's willing to do shit like that. One, because their job is safe. So if you put an outside corner right there, you have Patrick Mahomes to back you up. Like, we're good. Our defense sucks.
But one day, let's say 3 years, we're like, man, Jacob Parrish is the best slot corner in the NFL. I see that world.
Yeah.
I see that world.
And it comes down to this. High Jordan Lewis. Jordan Lewis just got paid a high fucking salary. He's one of the best nickel corners in the league. They're turning. I think that just goes to show you where the NFL is headed as far as these nickel guys just getting more and more important. Besides the Brandon Boykins times, where he just disrespected all the time.
Yeah.
The low for him, I love this guy, DJ Hayden.
Oh yeah.
DJ Hayden was just a solid slot corner in the league.
Had a long career.
Yes.
So Jacob Parrish was your 7, correct?
He was my 7.
Who's your 8?
My 8 is Dorian Strong.
Okay. I want to hear about this.
Okay. Where'd you have Dorian Strong?
I had him at 11.
Okay.
I'm not a huge fan of him.
All right.
Maybe it's because his tape is just lame.
I mean,
I guess that's a good thing for a corner.
It is. He gets the job done, dude. He's really good as a plaster guy. A lot of guys love to talk about when you're playing Patrick Mahomes, you plaster on the receiver when the quarterback is rolling out.
Yeah.
He has that ability. He is really, really good.
I want to say one thing about him. I saw a lot of comps because I already knew as soon as I watched him who this comp was. Mm-hmm. People were comping him to these super twitchy, fast guys, which he isn't.
No.
I'll give you this. He's really physical during the route. And sometimes it borderlines on grabby, but actually I didn't think it was that bad. It wasn't like he's a walking PI penalty.
Yeah.
I think he's a good outside corner. I don't think he can come into the inside and play. I think he can press, but at times it's really raw. And sometimes, and obviously he ran a 4.5, and you can just see he's not a twitched up athlete. You know who would love this guy? The Bills. This guy is Rasul Douglas to a T to me. He's big. He's physical. He's got good ball skills. He always has his head in the right position. It's just I don't really trust him a man in the NFL.
I think a lot of people had a lot of similar takes on this guy from a guy last year. You didn't like him at all. I liked him. Kamari Lassiter. He lacked the ability. He lacked the burst. He lacked the speed. I don't trust him in man. He's a little bit too grabby. He's Kamari Lassiter, bro. And Kamari Lassiter is really good for the Houston Texans.
What scheme do they play in Houston?
Play zone.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. But
he's a good player. Yeah. I mean, okay, if he gets drafted by a team like that, I could see a world where he could be successful. But if we're just saying, go play man, no, it's not. It's not. The Chiefs don't like this guy.
Mm. How do you like him on Dallas? I like him on Dallas.
I think he'd be a good corner.
That's where I have him for best fit. I think Dallas would love a guy like him.
Buffalo would love him, but I'm like, Buffalo, stop drafting guys who can't play man.
Buffalo's not going to take him only because he's going to go too high. They would like a guy like that with some more value.
Well,
later.
I mean, I would say this: he's around 3 to 4 player.
I have him as a mid-second round pick. I like Dorian
I will
Strong
say one more thing about him. what's the one he does nothing elite to me. It's just a lot of good.
Yeah. And this is kind of the tier. We're at the certain point in the list where guys are not. It's hard to find some elite stuff about
Well, you're
them.
much higher than I am.
Yeah, much higher. Dorian Strong, though, I heard some pretty good things about him from the quarterbacks that he played. So they interviewed the Syracuse quarterback, the one that we didn't like, Kyle McCord, and his name actually popped up. And I was kind of surprised. This was after the evaluation.
Well, he's 23, so how much better could he? I'm just trying to trigger you.
I fucking hate you. But Kyle McCord, they asked him, what was the best defense you played? And he said Virginia Tech.
He had good film, I will say. He's a good tackler, too. He's going to be a good player in the NFL for a long time.
Not a crazy athlete, but he plays really good at football.
You don't have to be a crazy athlete to be a good corner. To be a great one, you kind of have to be.
Yeah, if you want to be the elite guy, you want to be an all-pro, he's not going to be an all-pro guy. I'll tell you that much. He's going to be a really good cornerback in the league. That's it. No. All right. Let's go to number 9. Who do you have at 9, Max? You got Maxell?
Maxell Hariston, yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about him because I think we really like my number 9 guy and your number 10 guy a lot.
So. Well, to me, he's Jacob Parrish also. Mm-hmm. I think he's going to be a slot corner in the NFL.
I'm going to tell you this much. Guys are super high on Maxell Hariston.
Really?
5'11", 183. I heard some first-round buzz about him.
I can't see a world where that makes sense to me.
Can't do it.
He's tiny, he's short, and he's skinny, and that shows up on tape. He's fast, really, really fast. Quick feet, twitchy. I almost never saw a rep where the receiver's stacking him, just getting on top of him. Mm-hmm. He's good in zone coverage. He has the tools to be good in man coverage. But here's one thing I noticed. He just never seems to find the foot. Like sometimes he don't find the football. There were plays where he's got good ball skills when he sees it, but sometimes he's just face guarding, bad tackler, shoulder injury. To me, this guy was a guy I know very well, Avonte Maddox, where the play strength is going to be a big thing. Where Avonte Maddox had all the agility and stuff to play slot. He just couldn't hold up physically, and then any type of physicality, he's just bumped off his route, bumped off. I just really worry about play strength. I thought Jacob Parrish, who's smaller, had better play strength than he did. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you agree with me. But again, I could see a team falling in love with this guy, taking him in the late second, early third, because if a team needs a nickel corner, you draft him and you're just happy the rest of your life.
My comp to him was Jonathan Jones.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, and I have best fit Indianapolis.
I was thinking Indy too. Indy could really use a nickel guy. Well, they have Kenny Moore, but Kenny Moore can plan to do both.
And I think the size does show up because he only played 7 games. He got hurt.
Yeah, it just reeked of Avonte Maddox for me, who was a fine player in his day, but it's just he kind of always leaves you wanting more, and that's how I kind of left Maxell Hariston's film.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to my number 9 guy and Max's number 10 guy.
Cobee.
Okay. Cobee Bryant. Fell in love with this dude, man. I turned on the tape to watch Mello Dotson.
Ugh.
Sorry, Cobee Bryant was shining on the tape.
I agree.
It was hard to miss him.
I agree. I heard good things about Mello from people, and I was like, what? Who is this guy?
Yeah. And Cobee Bryant is one of those guys who went to the Shrine Bowl, and he dogged everyone. Literally dogged everyone. He's a big shit talker.
His name's Cobee. Come on.
It's going to go into my comp, but my comp to him was Jack Jones. And I do think, as small as he is, because he's a small guy, he's 6 foot, 180 pounds. This is a guy, we talk about Jacob Parrish not knowing his size. Cobee Bryant doesn't know that he's 180 pounds. He doesn't.
He looked a lot thicker than 180 pounds. So I don't know if I buy it. I think he's more 190. Look, there's really not much to not like about this guy. I just, you just worry about he lacks the speed. But he's just going to be a good NFL player. To me, he was Christian Fulton. He had good ball skills, really good ball skills. He's great at not only getting picks, but he's great at breaking up passes.
But he's not great on giving up the big plays.
Yes.
Like he's so aggressive and he's so good at that he's like double move, he's going to get got.
Yeah, and he has to play outside corner, unfortunately, because he's not that twitchy. Mm-hmm. And like I said, this will be a guy who has a role in the NFL on his own corner team. Not afraid to tackle, not afraid to press. It's about getting back with that press. To me, this is Christian Fulton. He's a late round. He's a round 3 to 4. I think I put round 2 to 3, but I don't think this guy gets drafted in the second round.
Yeah.
I really like this tape, though. I love his tenacity and how physical he got.
And this is why I saved the comparison for Jacob Parrish. I put Jordan Lewis and DJ Hayden because I do think with the fact that this guy has kind of the same weight wise as Trent McDuffie. If you want him to be something special, which I can see a world that he is, he can play a Trent McDuffie
Cobee?
role. Yes.
Oh, I don't know.
A role of it.
See,
not
so-
the same caliber, but as far as playing outside corner, putting him in that slot against certain receivers, I would like him because he beats people the fuck up, bro.
So this is why I have him at 10, where I have other guys who are pretty much slot only above him, because I think those guys can be like above average in slot. I don't see a world where this guy's anything above average. I think it's just really good. Like, it's just good.
Yeah, because he's so grabby. He's just so grabby, and he's aggressive. But he's your typical like corner where he's a big shit talker. He's high confidence. If he gets beat on the double play, he's not gonna blink an eye. He's gonna be just as aggressive.
Quick
on the
man.
next
He's
play.
a goldfish. He forgets all the bad.
But yeah, Jack Jones though, just because of the shit talking. And as far as
At least he'll tackle compared to Jack Jones.
yeah, Jack Jones doesn't tackle. Best fit for him, just based off personality wise,
The Raiders.
Detroit Lions.
Oh, okay.
No, why
I thought you were.
Raiders? Why are Raiders
you
getting
said
shots?
Jack Jones.
Why are the Raiders
How's
getting
that
shots?
shots? It's a good
That's
player.
an Antonio Pierce guy. All right. But Detroit Lions, he fits the DNA of the Lions.
Do we have all the 10? I think we have to hear your 10, right?
That's it. That's it for
Who's
my
your
10.
10?
My 10 was Maxell Hariston.
Oh, so we hit every. Let's throw up the list one more time, so I got to follow along with the audience because I'm getting lost in yours and mine.
Okay, let's go to Max's list first. So your top 10, just to recap it: Travis Hunter, Will Johnson, Jahdae Barron, Shavon Reveal, Benjamin Morrison,
Azareye'h Thomas,
Darien Porter, Jacob Parrish, Maxell Hariston, and Cobee Bryant. That's Max's top 10. You want to reiterate your tier list real quick for the audience?
Yes, Travis Hunter and Will Johnson in a tier. Jahdae Barron has his own special tier. Shavon, Benjamin, and Azareye'h in a tier. Darien Porter in one tier. And then Jacob Parrish, Maxell Hariston in a tier. And then everyone else until you get to Denzel Burke.
Okay. My 1 through 10, Hunter, Johnson, Barron, Morrison, Thomas, Reveal, Parrish, Strong, Cobee Bryant, Maxell Hariston. My tiers, Travis Hunter alone, Will Johnson alone, Barron and Morrison, same tier. Thomas, Reveal, Parrish, Strong, Bryant, Hariston, all in the same tier. They all got certain roles. They all got certain flaws, but I think they're all interchangeable. They're all second round guys to me. My 11 through 15 is a little bit different. We have a mixture of third round guys and a combination of day 3, but there's a big drop off for me when it comes from after 10.
I would agree with you 100%.
But yeah, there goes our list for top 10 corners. A couple of guys that maybe people wanted to talk about and have higher on the list. Trey Amos, out of Ole Miss. I had him at 11. He just missed the list, but I do think
I had him at 12. I agree. There was just lack of stuff to me. It was just a bunch of good. At least the other guys, you can make a case like you could be above average. Cobee Bryant, I think 8 and 9's their own tier, then 10 and everyone else. Like Cobee, like you could put Trey almost at 10 for me. You could put Dorian Strong. I wouldn't really mind.
Yeah, and as far as some other guys, Denzel Burke out of Ohio State, I think it's a big school guy, but
this is like your typical Ohio State, well schooled, does all the little things right, but just lacks elite like playmaking and just ability to play man.
If I had to pick one guy that I'm wrong on out of the 11 through 17 guys that I have, Zy Alexander. I have him as a poor man's Tyson Campbell. You do see signs sometimes that he can play press man-to-man corner at an elite level, but it's just too inconsistent for me.
I feel that way about Trey Amos. I feel like maybe I'm just overthinking it a little bit.
Yeah. Trey Amos, as far as him, sorry, I got the fucking wrong one up. To me, he's just a stiff guy with hips. Like, he's not a fluid guy. He's very hesitant. He's more, I would like him to react more than think about it. I feel like he's thinking too much on the field. When you see him on the film, and he's just straight up reacting, that's when you see the good.
Yeah.
That's when in your brain you're like, fuck, am I overthinking this? Like, he's pretty good. But the tape was just inconsistent. I have him as a value pick in the round 3-4.
Yeah, I agree.
But I think that's gonna do it for corners, man. There's our list. We hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any comments or any opinions about the list,
comment
down below.
Add
man.
us.
Say your top 10, say your top 5, say you disagree with us. I know there's going to be a guy that disagrees with the Travis Hunter speed thing, because I heard so many people say that about his speed.
That he's slow?
That he's slow
for
his size.
He just runs by everybody. But yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the great guys on doing football activities, not a 40. Fuck the 40.
I love the 40.
You do love the 40.
I do.
Anything else, Max?
No, I think it's a great class. We got a lot more stuff to go over. But tune in April 24th. We're doing live for the draft. Maybe April 23rd if we do a mock draft live. We'll have one mock.
Yes.
We just do one.
Yeah, I'll fuck it up.
You will?
Yeah.
I agree.
I'll fuck it up.
Will
just
Campbell,
to spite Max.
Number 1 pick.
Yeah, 25-year-old guys can't fucking develop. All of a sudden they can. But
yeah, when they're my guys.
Cool. It's cool. It's cool, man.
Something about them.
It's cool. Something about them. All right, that's going to do it. We are out till the next one. Peace.
Big dreams, everything ain't what it seems. Glittering gold, both ways. Not on my team. This organic, we don't buy